Hello and happy 2023 and welcome to our first Thursday morning conversation of the year. We're getting back into the swing of things and I'm delighted we're going all the way to Arizona for our first big conversation of the year. And we're going to talk to Ken Peterman, who's the CEO of a very well-known company in the satellite sector, Comtech. So Ken, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, Mark. Thank you. I tell you what, I want to applaud what you're doing. Your TMCs are watched by thousands, millions of people. It's a way to connect across the industry. I'm thrilled to be part of it. Thanks so much.
Well, we're delighted to have you, Ken. And we know that you became the CEO of Comtech around sort of 6 months ago. It's one of the big names in our sector. I've been covering them for almost 2 decades. Can you discuss what's happening with the company today and sort of the changes that you're implementing and where are you sort of about 6 months in?
Well, the Comtech has a long and strong history as a technology leader. And yes, I joined about 6 months ago as CEO. And I've had a 4-decade career, and all in aerospace defense, all in communications, mobile networking, cybersecurity. And when I looked across Comtech's portfolio, when I looked at the incumbent positions they have, when I spoke to the people and recognized the enthusiasm, the passion, the talent of the people, I was really excited. So I did when I became CEO, I hosted all the leaders the very first week that I was there. I hosted them at our headquarters and then began what became a 4-week tour that touched more than a dozen of our facilities in the U.S. and Canada, North America. And I was really impressed in a way that I haven't been impressed in a long, long time. I mean, over nearly 100 patents in satellite communications and space, nearly 100 patents or more in terrestrial networking and location-based services. This is a company that has complementary elements in their portfolio. We're in space, satellite and space communications. We're in terrestrial and wireless infrastructures. We're in location-based services. Over 60% of all 911 calls sourced by mobile devices are handled by Comtech in the United States, and that is millions and millions of calls. And so the technology portfolio is really exciting. The people are really exciting, but yet at the same time, I saw an enormous and yet untapped opportunity because these businesses were operating somewhat independently, and there was a incredible opportunity to improve collaboration, bring those businesses together, and focus on the customer in ways that we could not focus on them as siloed businesses. So now we're able to bring customers comprehensive solutions that really address their toughest problems, and to do it in a way that offers flexible business models and those kinds of things. So we're able to up-tier our business and offer systems, services on a comprehensive basis, serve customers better than we've ever served them before.
I mean, even though the company's been around a long time, it seemed like, from my perspective, that last year was a big year for the company, the launch of Elevate. You were talking about a rebrand, almost a restructure of its operations. I mean, do you see it along similar lines with sort of the rebranding that really, there's been some big changes as you look to sort of build towards a profitable and prosperous future?
Well, I'll tell you, there's the changes are even bigger than the ones you cited. I can tell you that in an effort to focus on customers more comprehensively and offer them more turnkey solutions at a higher level, we had 8 businesses that largely operated in silos, and we've brought them together into 2 segments. One is satellite and space, the second is terrestrial and wireless, and those 2 segments now offer comprehensive solutions in those 2 domains. We've moved all of our organizations onto common business practices, common tools and platforms so that we can really operate seamlessly across the business. That's improving performance and profitability, but more importantly, it allows us to collaborate more effectively together, speak to our supply chain in a stronger, more comprehensive voice, and by collaborating together, we're able to offer customers greater capabilities that really change the game and create value for them that we couldn't create before. So that's really, and our market's changing. in the first 50 years of Comtech's history, largely we were a technology leader in modems and amplifiers, terrestrial wireless, location-based services, things like that. But now we're seeing, first of all, the technology is changing. We're moving to digitize what we used to do in analog and RF. We're moving to virtualize what we used to do in hardware. And we're driving to cloud native solutions so that our capabilities can keep pace with steadily evolving customer use cases, steadily evolving technology opportunities. And so by coming together, leveraging those technology changes, we're able to bring customers just far greater value than we could in our old format. So we've reorganized. We're driving significant cultural change in order to focus more comprehensively, as I've said. And frankly, that's the reason we moved to rebrand, because this is a new chapter for Comtech, and we're able to operate at much higher levels on a global scale. We're able to, frankly, address connecting the unconnected. We're able to really contribute to closing the digital divide or bridging the digital divide. We're able to help globally move data to information. We're moving information to insight, and we're connecting it to people across the globe so that we're leveling the playing field and giving everybody access to that, leaving no one behind. That's kind of the passion that we feel as an organization. It was that drove us to rebrand, and because we saw ourselves differently, and we thought it important that the world saw us differently as we move forward.
And where are you with that rebranding? I mean, are you still going through that process? Is it finished, or what do you expect to happen, say, over the rest of this year with that?
Well, we were a sponsor, not the title sponsor, but we're a sponsor of the First Responder Bowl that was played December 27th. And people that watched that football game and honored our first responders in the United States, they saw a peek at our new logo and new brand for the first time. And we're getting ready to launch it more comprehensively here in the month of January. We've, like I say, we're connecting the unconnected. Our purpose is to connect everything and everyone for the purpose of unleashing ideas. Okay, we feel that we're fluent in the future. So these are some of the things that you're going to see come out over the next probably 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, hybrid networks is a big sort of topic in our industry, and we're seeing sort of satellite become more part of an overall ecosystem than ever before. How do you see hybrid networks now, and how they might develop over not just this year, the next couple of years?
Well, I've been speaking and advocating hybrid networks for some time, at least 4 years, since 2018 or so. I view hybrid networks in two domains. Let's talk first about satellite, then we'll talk about terrestrial infrastructures, and then we'll talk about the convergence of the two. Okay. Most of our people in this sector, our engineers, are come at this from a technology perspective. So they look at the world through that lens. If you look at the world from the other side, through the customer lens, the customer has been advocating in the satellite domain. They've been advocating seamless hybrid networking for at least 5 years. Okay, look at what we do in our mobile phone. We have a hybrid network. We have Bluetooth, we have wireless, we have cellular, and frankly, as a user of that mobile device, we do almost nothing except turn those channels on. And the smart decision engine inside our device knows to route the traffic over Bluetooth that should go over Bluetooth. And it's the same with wireless and cellular. So we know the technology exists, and we all use it every day with our mobile device in the terrestrial and wireless market. Now, when we move to the satellite domain, what the user wants the same experience. The user wants data or applications that might be running on their device that require low latency. They want those to go over LEO. They want traffic that is best suited and will provide them the optimum customer experience over MEO. They want that to automatically be routed over MEO. And then they want high capacity traffic that might be streaming video or something like that, where maybe a half a second of latency isn't important because I'm just watching a Netflix movie or something. They want that to go over GEO because it's more affordable and it gives them a better resolution and a better customer experience. So the customer, and I've been an advocate of this, is we need to see the leaders, the technology leaders, in geo satellite communications, in MEO satellite communications, and in LEO satellite. We need to see them form consortia so that they can offer a service to the customer where the customer can kind of experience what I just outlined in an automated and seamless way so the customer's not involved. Now, General Jay Raymond, who authored the Space Enterprise Vision about a year ago, he spoke to that. He talked about a hybrid capability where applications that are best suited to go over one media, they go over that media, and that's automated. And in fact, military customers can roam seamlessly in among these commercial networks and basically hide in plain sight because they're a fractional user. And I think that's a significant advantage for them. So what we've seen is we've seen hybrid networks in the terrestrial wireless market in that domain. We now are, I think I'm forecasting that we'll start to see these hybrid networks through teaming and consortia in the satellite domain. And then the third layer of this is the convergence of both satellite and terrestrial. And we see that now starting to emerge. In August, I think T-Mobile announced an arrangement with SpaceX, and in September, the iPhone announced an arrangement with Globalstar, so that now a mobile device has access to 4 channels. They can operate over Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or cellular, and now they can operate over LEO satellite as well. And initially, of course, this is just SOS text messages and those kinds of things. But if you look at the filings of some of these LEO satellite operators, there is a clear roadmap that they're going to move from text messaging to audio of calls to streaming video. And we're going to see a performance trajectory just like we've seen in other connectivity media. And then I think ultimately, even your iPhone or your mobile device is going to be able to operate over a satellite a hybrid network in the same way we do terrestrially. So this is an exciting time. It's kind of a tipping point or an inflection point in our markets as the technology really turns forward and steepens and accelerates its trajectory to offer customers that experience. And this is important because some studies say there's 2.7 billion people still unconnected in the world. I've seen other studies that say it's 4.4 billion. Regardless of what it is, this is part of the passion. This will help us realize the objective of connecting the unconnected, enabling everyone to have access to data, information, insight, knowledge. And we see that when they have that, it unleashes ideas. It makes the world a better place, but it also makes their individual lives a better place because they have improved healthcare. They have improved economic opportunity. They have improved access to education. And that levels the playing field and leaves no one behind. It fundamentally makes the world a better place. It makes the world a safer place. We see that in the Ukraine as a use case. The war in the Ukraine has, there is open source lenses through which everyone can see what's going on in the Ukraine. They can see the horrors of that situation. And I think that will help us as a human race just mature and enhance our conditions for everyone.
No, I mean, very interesting stuff. And I think we've been talking for many years about connecting the unconnected. And I think it's more important than ever now. You talked to, the first part of the conversation, we talked about the company having almost like a new vision, a new chapter, lots of patents pending, a restructure, a rebrand. What can we expect to hear from sort of Comtech this year now that you've sort of undergone that work and you want to play in this, as we all know, a hugely exciting market? A lot of people seeing calling it sort of almost a revolution in satellite, going from a few geo to hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of LEO potential satellites going forward. Where does Comtech play in this new overall ecosystem?
Well, we're building on an extremely solid foundation. We're the only company that I know of that has such a foundation of technology leadership in terrestrial wireless and location-based services, as well as satellite and space. I mentioned the number of patents that we have. We currently do business in over 150 countries. We serve more than 70% of the mobile network operators that use satellite backhaul in any way. We are involved in over 70% of the direct-to-home satellite broadcasts. And from a location-based services perspective, we're operating in 80 countries. We support 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. And I even think that in a 5G context in the United States, we have been a participant or a winner in every 5G contract that's been let that I'm aware of. So the fact is we have this enormous toolbox, unprecedented in terms of our sector, because we're strong in both of these domains that are converging together. So now as we bring our business together and we begin to collaborate together and we're able to merge, blend, and consolidate, integrate our different capabilities, we can offer turnkey solutions that serve customers even better. We can offer blended satellite and terrestrial capabilities with location-based services. And part of our company, probably 50% of our company, is very familiar with flexible business models, delivering capabilities as a service that enable our customers to evolve the performance envelope of the services we provide in near real time, using cloud native capabilities and things like that. We're able to keep pace with their use cases. We're even able to monitor the networks such that we monitor user performance, we monitor how the network is utilized, and we're able to provide real-time insight into how to optimize the network to support evolving use cases, and actually put stranded bandwidth from a satellite perspective, put stranded bandwidth to work by applying it in another way. And that improves the revenue of our customers. It improves the customer experience of the users. So we're able to move up tier and offer more comprehensive solutions with flexible business models. And we couldn't do that before in the old organization. So you can look for us to move into our markets. We're already serving customers that way. Already this year, we've had a couple of technology workshops with certain prime contract service providers, satellite and otherwise, in order to make sure and collaborate together, make sure they understand this capability we have now that we didn't bring to bear in the past. Those have been very positive experiences.
Our customers, we talk about, I think everyone agrees there's huge opportunities at the moment for companies like Comtech. There's a lot of demands for sort of technology. Would you say customers are more demanding now? Are we seeing, we talk about being at a tipping point. How do you view sort of customer expectations now?
Well, I'll tell you, I can give you 4 or 5 use cases. Okay, there are satellite customers that have existing assets in space, existing satellites, and they want to get more productivity. They want to improve the customer experience. They want to create greater financial return from those assets that are up there and already exist. We can contribute to that. At the same time, there are new space entrants that are leveraging lower launch costs and those kinds of things to put, say, LEO satellite constellations into space that have the opportunity to change the game. Many times, these new entrants at LEO are venture capital based, and what they need is they're focused on the space asset, and we can step forward and be a ground infrastructure turnkey provider, providing it as a service, and in fact, sometimes by serving multiple LEO customers with the same ground infrastructure. Maybe those customers are operating at different frequency bands and things like that, so that we can serve multiples. We're able to give them a deal on the ground infrastructure that we provide. They don't have to bear the cost of the whole thing, and we can offer it as a service that interfaces seamlessly to their system, so we can keep pace with their technology trajectories and their increasing performance envelopes as their user subscribers evolve their use cases and use the network in different ways. Now, from a terrestrial and wireless perspective, as you see the 5G specifications be implemented and roll out, they require location-based services to within a meter, to even to within 10 centimeters. We have to support location-based services by identifying locations of over 1 million devices per square kilometer. Those are technologies where Comtech is a leader. Okay, and then there are many companies and many businesses that can leverage our location-based services to improve their bottom line. Farming, you can farm by putting the rows of corn closer together, do it with precision location-based services, and that improves the revenue of the agriculture company. But more importantly, it creates a greater harvest that helps all of us, helps society, and helps humankind. We can use location-based services to track inventory, to track vehicles in ways we couldn't before. 911 services, and we can provide not just insight as to where the caller is within 50 meters or 100 meters, but we can provide where they are, and we can even include the Z-axis that tells them what altitude or what floor of the building they're on. We do all of that capability, and we can apply that in many new verticals as companies companies, and people try to take advantage of this 5G and improving satellite technology.
And just one sort of final question. You've been in the position 6 months. If we're having this conversation in January 2024, where do you hope Comtech to be positioned? What are your hopes?
Well, I'll tell you what, we are intensely focused on customers right now, to include our partners, our shareholders, and we're trying to improve our focus on the communities in which we live and work, and also society as a whole. So we have a passion to connect the unconnected. I think you're going to see us move the needle in terms of Comtech's performance. You're going to see the businesses we have traditionally been in, we're going to be better at it. And we're going to be able to be in new businesses, penetrate new markets, and improve our business development funnel to serve customers in ways that we never could before. So a year from now, I would love to talk with you again, but we'll need to schedule more time, because I'm even going to have more to talk about, Mark.
Well, you've had a lot to talk about now. I mean, last year was a pretty busy year, becoming the CEO, and the changes, the rebrand, restructure, and also attacking all of these markets as well. I mean, Ken, we definitely wish you and your team all the best for the year ahead. I mean, Comtech is one of the great names in the satellite sector, and it's great to see the company in a very, as you said, a very exciting chapter now. It's doing a lot of in many ways, the sector is only as good as the technology that powers it. So it's vital, for the lifeblood of the satellite sector, to have a strong and healthy Comtech that's delivering, great solutions, great technology to its customers. So we wish you all the best for that. We know you've got some great things coming down the pipe this year, and we wish you all the best. So we'll leave it there. That was our first Thursday morning conversation of 2023. Always great to talk technology. Ken, really appreciate your time today, and look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate your time and appreciate the opportunity. It's great talking with you.
Thank you.